Today on DC News Now, police say speed and alcohol left several teenagers critically hurt in an early morning crash.
This is a sad reminder that we need to make sure we wear seatbelts.
What we're learning today. Is rain a possibility this week? We've got your local forecast. Plus, are you looking to beat that holiday rush? What to know before hitting the road. And later, we're stretching your dollar with savings you'll want to gobble up. How to build your family's turkey dinner for less than $30. And good afternoon. Thank you for joining us for the news at noon. I'm Ben Dennis in for Mark Hall. We are following two major stories. We start in Prince George's County, where police say that two children were killed while walking to school this morning. Riverdale Park Police called to Riverdale Road and Taylor Road around 8 a.m. and happened on the corner near Riverdale Elementary. Here's a live picture of the scene. Again, police telling DC News Now that two children have been killed. Police not confirming their ages. They also have not said whether or not the driver remained on scene or if any charges will be filed. We do know that Taylor Road is shut down, and of course we will continue to follow this breaking story both on air and online at dcnewsnow.com. Over to Fairfax County, 6 teenagers are fighting for their life. One is behind bars after a serious crash just this morning. It happened at the 2600 block of Pioneer Lane in Merrifield. Our Randy Bass is live where all of this unfolded. Randy, can you give us a better idea of exactly what happened?
Yeah, Ben, it all happened here along Sleeve Road in Merrifield. It started up here at the top of this hill. Police tell us that car was coming fast, very fast over this hill here. You see these tread marks on the ground. That shows exactly the path that these 6 or 7 teenagers took, rather, as they came down this hill. Neighbors tell us they hit this tree you're seeing now. That car tumbled down the street into a neighbor's front yard. That neighbor tells us he was woken up by the sound of the crash and that he saw them in his yard, those teenagers. He looked for them with flashlights in his yard, woke his entire family up. Just a very scary situation. Again, that teen driver now behind bars. Police say that teen, we don't know his age, but we do know he was a young boy. We do know he is behind bars right now facing DUI charges. Those 6 teens are in the hospital right now with varying severity of injuries. The neighbor tells us it was just so traumatic, he really can't even talk about it, but police did give some more information about the crash earlier this morning.
It's an important reminder that kids need to be responsible, parents need to have conversation with their loved ones, make sure everyone's safe, and it's a sad reminder that we need to make sure we wear seatbelts.
Again, this story still very much developing. Police still in the very early hours of their investigation. When we got here on the scene a few hours ago, police were starting to wrap up, clear the scene, clear the car out of the way. But at this point, still not clear where these teens went to school or how they may have known each other. Police did indicate, though, this morning that some of them may have been related. We do know that they are all from this area, but again, still a very fluid, very developing situation. And we'll bring you more details as we get them. Live in Merrifield, I'm Randy Bass, DC News Now.
To come from Randy at 4 o'clock. Thank you. Meantime, a 32-year-old man is in police custody after they say he tried to start a fire. Montgomery County police say off-duty officers were on the 8700 block of Georgia Avenue in Silver Spring when they saw the man break into an apartment. When they tried to contact him, that's when they started smelling smoke. Then they say that the man started the fire and barricaded himself. Firefighters were able to put out the flames and take that man into custody. Plenty of breaking developments overnight and into the morning, but right now we want to get to your local forecast. Damon Matson joins us with a little bit of what to expect, including some rain on the way.
Yeah, that's right, Ben. We haven't had much active weather over the last several weeks here in the DMV, but folks, we're about to see a good bit of active weather tomorrow, mostly in the form of rain for a lot of the DMV, but there's also going to be even more highly impactful conditions out across the mountains. And it's important to note this, especially for anybody that's heading out for Thanksgiving a little early, maybe hitting the road on Tuesday and having to cross through western Maryland. We have wind advisories already in place right now just for Garrett County. That's throughout the entire day on Tuesday, as wind gusts could push 40 to 45 miles an hour. And also for Tuesday morning, we have winter weather advisories for Garrett and western Allegheny counties. So we're going to have some wintry precipitation precipitation, wind, and then also that rain in the highest terrain. Definitely good to note if you are planning on heading across the I-68 corridor. Meanwhile, though, for the rest of us, it's going to be a rainy Tuesday. That rain is not going to let up much. It's going to come from this storm system that is already developing to our south and west. We're seeing the cloud cover from that spreading across the area today. But hey, the good news is we're not going to be dealing with this impactful weather until tomorrow. We're going to just see that cloud cover continue to increase temperatures that will stay on the cool side of things with highs only around 50 degrees later this afternoon. So you're good to go for this Monday, but yeah, it's all about that active weather on Tuesday. When should we expect the worst conditions and how much rain could we end up picking up? We'll have a full check of your forecast coming up here in just a bit.
Lots to cover before the holiday. Damon, thank you. Meantime, a new partnership is making Uber trips a little smoother in the district. Well, now DC taxi cab drivers can receive Uber trip referrals. That means when riders select an Uber X, they can be paired with a nearby taxi driver. Riders will pay the Uber X rate listed in the Uber app. Riders can also choose to decline a taxi cab ride and use an Uber driver. The partnership hopes to provide faster pickups for riders.
The taxi industry was decimated as a result of Uber and Lyft. I imagine that taxi drivers may increase their income between 10 and 30%, and that's a great deal.
Be a game changer for some drivers. The taxi option is already loaded into the Uber app. Taxi cab drivers are eligible to sign up immediately. And ahead of Black Friday and Cyber Monday, Fairfax County Police are sharing tips to stay safe when you're shopping online. Online shoppers are advised to meet in a public place like a police station or coffee shop when they're picking up purchases. Bring a friend or a family member when meeting someone from the internet, and thoroughly inspect any purchases before leaving that meetup. Verify the seller's identity before meeting them. Also, avoid sharing any personal information of yours like your home address. And avoid carrying large amounts of cash. For expensive purchases, consider online transfers like Venmo that offer purchase protection. And we're gearing up for a busy travel week indeed, with Thanksgiving just 3 days away. And AAA expects travel this year to be over 2% higher than in 2022, forecasting that 90% of people will use the roads to travel the holiday. Wednesday is expected to be the busiest, so factor in extra time to get where you need to go. Travel times are expected to take up to 80% longer. And if you need to leave on Wednesday, the best time to hit those roads, it's before 11 a.m. The worst congestion will happen between 2 and 6 in the afternoon and evening. And as you head out for your holiday travel, Dulles International Airport has made some changes to its traffic areas. They say it's to make travel more efficient during the busy travel days. They've added a kiss and fly drop-off point at the Dulles Metro station located on the Silver Line. They say the arrival lanes for ticketing services and pre-arranged pickup in the departure lane. And if you're waiting on a flight, there's plenty of space in the cell phone lot, a short drive from the terminal. And parking for garages 1 and 2 will be accessible through Aviation Drive. If you plan on using a rideshare pickup, your pickup and drop-off location will be outside the baggage claim area, which you can access from doors 2, 4, and 6. Dulles says that extra signage is posted on major routes into the airport to guide drivers to the cell phone lot or the kiss and fly area. And many of us will gather with loved ones and friends to give thanks for what we have. One thing we can be grateful for this year is that your Thanksgiving meals will be cheaper for the first time since the pandemic. DC News Now's Dave Laval goes on the hunt as shoppers prepare for their holiday feast.
Turkeys can be found here at Eastern Market, but you better hurry. People are gobbling them up for the holiday.
Thank you so much, sir. Happy Thanksgiving.
Turkeys fly off the shelves at Market Poultry.
This is the instruction here, sir.
What's different this year is there's not the national turkey shortage we had in 2022 because of bird flu.
People is crazy, in and out, you know.
Owner Susan Mendoza and her staff are busy and try not to ruffle anyone's feathers regarding turkeys.
They have to order in advance, but still a lot of people come for walk-in, you know.
There's more good news heading into Thanksgiving.
Are they coming down?
Yes, Nathan Boggs, turkey prices are down 22% per pound from last year, according to the American Farm Bureau Federation.
The prices are coming down. It's better than going up, right?
It's great. I mean, in terms of, I'm actually getting a larger turkey this year because of that.
The Federation says it will cost just over $61 to feed 10 people this Thanksgiving. That's down 4.5% from last year, but still $8 more compared to 2 years ago. Turkey is on Boggs's holiday menu, just not the way most of us would have it.
Turkey wings and a little goat and a little chicken.
Still need a turkey? Check supermarkets. Plus, there are other options.
You can either eat out at a restaurant or settle for something less traditional. At Eastern Market, Dave Laval, DC News Now.
I hope Dave enjoys that turkey sandwich there. And as the countdown to Thanksgiving continues, many families in the DMV will travel and welcome family home. But the added pressure to prepare doesn't have to break the bank. Thankfully, several retailers are out with prices that will help you stay under budget and exceed expectations. The American Farm Bureau says that Thanksgiving dinner will cost just shy of $60 this year, slightly down from last year, as Dave had just reported, but still relatively higher than before the pandemic. What if you could pay half of that and still fulfill your holiday wishes? Well, Lidl is out with a shopping list for a dinner that feeds 10 people under $30, including a 13-pound frozen turkey. Get it for 49 cents per pound with their My Lidl loyalty program. It's free. What about Trader Joe's? Well, we stopped by one location in Northwest D.C. It may be more unlikely to build a Thanksgiving meal for under $30 there, given their turkey prices. But check their packaged mashed sweet potatoes. That could be a good get, costing $2.99. And find their Thanksgiving guide flyer. Recipes are inside and other pricing. Just another example to price products before going to just one specific store. Over to Walmart. Let's start building a basket with essentials for less than $30. A 10-pound turkey from Honeysuckle, $9.80. Mashed potatoes, $2.83 for a 5-pound bag of russets. Stuffing, well, that's $2.48 from Pepperidge Farm. Green beans, $2.52 for a Bird's Eye steamed bag. And rolls, $3.24 for the store brand. All of that for $21. Over to Giant, we looked for comparable prices for the same amount of turkey, potatoes, stuffing, and green beans. We ended up saving $3.31 compared to Walmart. For all of this on your screen, $17.56. And families in search of a local food bank can visit feedingamerica.org and select the Find a Food Bank tab. For how you're planning to save this Thanksgiving, you can send us an email, consumers@dcnewsnow.com.